Hello and welcome back. I'm Eve L. Producer, and I'm here to tell you all the hot takes that you need to succeed in Hollywood, from the TikToks and the whatnots and the things of the what's a TikTok? And I'm here today to talk to you about movies, where producer reacts to the movie The Disaster Artist, starring James Franco and some other person who looks strangely like him for some reason. I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out.
Why are you laughing? I have no idea. Weird time to laugh. Why don't we go one more time and let's just get a different reaction to the story, okay? Let's roll. We'll tail slate. Rolling.
Okay.
This guy right here, this guy. So this guy is the script supervisor of The Room. You might be asking, what does a script supervisor do? Well, a script supervisor supervises continuity on set. Now you might ask, what is continuity? You ask a lot of questions, you know that? Continuity and the script supervisor is responsible for making sure things match from scene to scene. That they're wearing the same clothes, the same hair, they're carrying a briefcase in the same hand, because you shoot a film over months and months of time, and you want to make sure it all matches to ensure the immersion of the scene. This guy is the script supervisor for The Room. I met this schmuck. I was actually on a lot, a studio lot. We don't need to say which lot it was. Let's just call it Schmaramount Studios. And I was driving around in my private golf cart, and I see this guy lugging around a huge ass podium for no apparent reason. Most script supervisors, sensible ones, they don't have a podium that they lug around. They have everything on their iPad now. But I was driving around my golf cart, and I see this guy, and I offer him a ride. Why? Because I'm a nice mensch. That's the kind of person I am. I'm nice. I said I'm nice. Anyway, I give him a ride in my golf cart to where he's going. I say, oh, what are you working on? He says, oh, sounds great. Within less than 30 seconds of meeting him, he asked me, hey, have you heard of that movie, The Room? I was like, yeah, I've heard about it. It's a talk around town. I secretly directed that. That's what he told me. I secretly directed that. That is possibly the biggest on-set promotion I have ever heard. A script supervisor being promoted to director. Next, we're gonna promote the caterer to on-set fluffer. Is that a promotion? Probably. Caterers get treated like crap.
Our rental packages start at about...
Wait, I stop you right there.
Okay.
We don't rent, we buy.
Is that not normal, or?
Industry standard is pretty much that you would rent the equipment because it's so prohibitively expensive to own it.
Okay, I say no problem.
Okay, I guess we'll buy.
You want to shoot 35 or HD?
Well, we'll shoot both on this film.
Digital and film? But you'd need twice the crew, twice the equipment. I mean, hell, they're lit differently. It's just not done.
Now, this took place in the early 2000s, which is when they were still doing a lot of film to digital conversions on productions. And, you know, that was cumbersome, but to make the creative decision to shoot on film and digital was not necessary. It is duplicative work, and it is incredibly expensive. Also, with modern digital, you can basically record on your camera, output to a hard drive, and you're ready to roll. With film, you gotta record on the film, you gotta make sure that your gate is clear, that there's no noise in the gate, there's no little hairs or anything that could scuff up the image. You gotta then take that film out, which is very cumbersome because if it's exposed to light, then you've ruined your entire day of filming. And then you gotta get it developed. And then even nowadays, there are some filmmakers who actually shoot on film. They have their film scanned so they can move it into 4K files so they can edit it properly, which adds a bunch of additional steps to your workflow that simply isn't necessary under modern digital filmmaking. Filmmaking today has completely revolutionized. All you need is your iPhone, a ring light, and a button to your OnlyFans account.
We do alley scene.
This set of the alleyway looks exactly like the real alleyway out there.
That's right, that's why we do in Hollywood movie, right?
Well, why don't we just shoot in the real alleyway?
Because it's real Hollywood movie.
No, yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. if you're gonna make a movie, if you're gonna make any kind of cinematic story, you can keep your costs low by doing the thing that you're trying to simulate. If you're trying to simulate a movie shot on a VHS tape, don't shoot it on 4K and then downgrade it to VHS. No, just shoot it on a VHS tape. Here, we got people who are shooting an alleyway exterior on a soundstage that is completely identical to the alleyway that is directly outside of their studio. Now, this is a waste of time because you gotta build the set, you gotta hire the people to paint the set, then you gotta have all the lighting correct, and it just doesn't work. Here's another scene where instead of just going to a rooftop or going to a picturesque place and shooting it, they shot the entire thing as green screen. One, it's terrible green screen. Two, it's pointless and expensive. I mean, anybody can go on a rooftop anywhere and shoot for free. Wink. Three, it's stupid. They shot this in a soundstage. Like, just go to a roof. Just go to a roof. What is wrong with you? Just go to a roof, you stupid. What is wrong with you? Oh my God, I want to tear these people's eyes out from their sockets and rip out their hair and burn their children's teddy bears in front of them. This is stupid. When's lunch?
Tommy, if you're not gonna pay for air conditioning, you at least have to pay for water.
And could we maybe just have a little bit of water before the scene?
Okay, I stop you. I stop everybody right there, okay? Nobody in Hollywood will give you water
That's
either,
not
okay?
true. Dude, we can't work like this.
Well, I'm not Santa Claus, all right? Maybe you go buy water for everybody, Greg.
You're late every goddamn day.
All right, that your 5 cents. I'm fucking director.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Turn these lights on right now.
If I turn on the lights, it's getting hotter.
Be professional. Do your job.
You do your job.
Tommy, it's hot enough as is.
Greg, so you know about light too? Huh? You know everything, huh? You know water, light, girlfriend.
Oh my God, Carolyn just fainted.
Now here you see this actress is passing out from not having enough food and water. There's a whole department on set that covers food and water. It's called craft services, and they come in and they lay out a huge spread of all of these delicious treats that you can take from. Some of my personal favorites from craft services are things like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Kind Bars when you want to stay healthy, you want your actors to stay healthy, and lots of cocaine. Another great producer trick. When I started in Hollywood, I would hire the crew and then have them work 5 hours, and then dismiss them after 5 hours, because then I wouldn't need to pay them for lunch. So I'd dismiss them after 5 hours, and then I'd bring in a whole other crew to come in and work those other 5 hours. This was the best strategy ever. Let me tell you something. We went and we saved so much money on food that we went out and we bought so much food. The Ivy, Nobu, Musso and Frank's, Yamashiro. We just bought up all this exquisite 5-star food and just lathered it all over our bodies. And let me tell you something. Getting the hair from Robin Williams' chest out of your teeth is a fucking disgrace. It is incredibly frustrating, but my God, I would do it again. We went back to the on-lot vomitorium at Schmeramount Studios, and we just gave it all up and did it all again, because that's movie making, baby. But you know, that was the old days. You know, back when you could push around actors or feed them out of a trough or have them oink while wearing a pig nose. You know, those were the good old days of Hollywood. Hello, you sexy beasts of Hollywood. Remember, if you want to succeed in Hollywood, you need someone on your side. And that's when Greater and Grander comes in. Greater and Grander is a media services and production services company that can give you a budget, a schedule, a business plan. But not only that, it can help you with your acting reel, your website, any kind of promotional materials, and put your name out there for people to see in content that you'll be happy to be in. Not junk like this. No, they are actually gonna make good stuff. And let me tell you something about that good stuff. You're gonna use this and you're gonna actually make a dent in Hollywood. You're not gonna be a big nobody like me. Big nobody with syphilis. Point is, check out greaterandgrander.com, and boy, do they have a great deal for my fans. Go to greaterandgrander.com and use the promotional code Evil Producer 25 to get 25% discount off anything you buy. Your website, your headshots, your reel, your whatever the fuck else they do. Go to greaterandgrander.com for more today. Andy Dick once approached me and asked for food. I refused to give it to him because that would be giving him something he didn't deserve. Does Andy Dick deserve food? No, he does not. I rest my case. What do you mean it's legally redacted and I can't talk about that story? Everybody's got an Andy Dick story. Most of them involve running away from him, but everybody's got an Andy Dick story.
Not
Yeah,
true.
at least we have a closed set.
Not closed set, open set. Life is not closed set. I want everyone to see. You especially.
What? Why? What?
Brad Pitt do this in The Legend of the Falls.
Julia, are you okay?
Could we maybe just put on some music to get in the mood? Like maybe
No.
a little Alicia Keys? Or
I'm
something?
sorry, we're not here to promote other people's work, all right? We go, okay, roll it.
Now here we have a very uncomfortable sex scene on set. Now, there's a way to do sex scenes on set. The thing that most people don't know about sex scenes on set is the smell. It's the smell of BO, lights, smelly buttholes, and chronic depression. What you need in order to make your sex scene work are a few key factors. Number one, buy a whole bunch of pizzas. Number two, have your PAs waft the smell of those pizzas over the set to cover up the smell of buttholes. Number three, throw out all those pizzas, because nobody on my set gets food, not when I'm calling the shots.
This American movie, she need to look sexy, beautiful.
Come here. Come on. Fuck, man.
I know I'm hard on her.
Yeah, you're hard. It's not just that. What's going on with you?
Stanley Kubrick, he nice to actors? Alfred Hitchcock? Let me tell you something, Greg. He do this movie, Birds.
Yeah, I'm aware of the birds.
On this movie, he terrify actors. He locked them in rooms. He throw birds at them, real birds. Nasty stuff.
So Alfred Hitchcock and Stanley Kubrick were infamous for abusing their actors. But not in the fun way, where like you take the actors out back and then you beat them with a metal rod, and then you bring in their children, and you take the children's teddy bear and you burn them in front of them, and you have them watch their children cry, then you collect their tears into a glass, and then you bring in the grandparents, and then you beat the glass over the head of the grandparents, and then you further and further humiliate them in ways that you can't even imagine. They just made them do hundreds of takes. Like, they're fine in the long run of things, you know. They're visionary filmmakers. I miss doing cocaine.